How's it going, everybody? This is Craig Bush Rocks. Welcome to my channel. Well, today we're going to talk about Resident Evil games and stuff like that on modern consoles. We're going to talk about Resident Evil Requiem and stuff like that, and oh my goodness, and talk about Resident Evil period and things. But yeah, I beat Resident Evil Requiem. I did it on casual difficulty first thing, and I'm right now playing it again on normal difficulty. And the third playthrough, I'm going to do it in the hardest difficulty and stuff like that. It's a fun game. But I'm doing my second playthrough on this right now, and it just makes me wonder. I was like, "Geez, man!" I was like, "What Resident Evil games that they need to bring out on PlayStation 5? Current consoles and stuff like that. This I think this is the only game right now that's not on PS4. So when you think about it, everything else is we'll go through the games and stuff like that. But there's two games because since they just did this one, Alyssa Ashcroft, she was in Outbreak. They should get these games out. They should do an update versions of these games. For all we know, they might be doing a remake. We know they're doing Code Veronica because that's one of the few games on the mainline series that's not on modern consoles. I think the closest console that you can play it on will be PlayStation 3, I think, and stuff. I think it's like PlayStation 2. I don't know. Let me look on my PlayStation 3. Code Veronica X is on that one. Probably not. I might be spitballing on that one. Let's see. Resident Evil Revelations 652. Yeah, not even on Resident Evil 3. So yeah, it was PlayStation 2 then. I'm pretty sure you can play it on the PC, emulation and stuff like that. Probably got it on there, but Resident Evil Code Veronica X. So they need to get that up, modernized and stuff like that, and to remake, get that up. And they're remaking it. So they did announce that they're remaking it with the same graphical engine as Resident Evil 4 remake. So that'll be out next year. So we know that's coming out. One thing that they did, I think it's coming out too. It's going to be a remake of the first game, so it's going to be a remake of a remake of a remake. So they remade it for the GameCube, which was a good enough remake because let me see here. I got that right here in my Origins collections right here. That's got Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil Remake. I'm pretty sure they're going to remake 0 too. I'm not, and stuff like that. But yeah, these need to come out and bring them up to date. I'm telling you, a lot of fans saying that they should do something with these now because it ties in with Requiem. So yeah, they're gonna have to do something with this, and we got the 30th anniversary of Resident Evil coming up here pretty soon, another week or so. So who knows? Maybe they might announce that. Maybe they might announce, hey, by the way, we got a remastered version of Outbreaks 1 and 2. You can play right now on PlayStation 5, Series X, and Nintendo Switch 2, and PC. Maybe they'll do something like that. But when you think about it, it's not very, very, very many Resident Evil games out there that that you can play on modern, up to modern consoles. We got Chronicles 1 and 2 that's on the Wii, stuff like that. We got Survivor. Then we got another one on a PS2, I believe. And then you got these Outbreak series. But other than that, pretty much you got almost all the mainline Resident Evil games on modern consoles. Oh yeah, Gaiden too, Resident Evil Gaiden, I think on the DS, which someday I'll get a copy of that. I was looking up some of the PS1 version of I think a Survivor or whatever it is. That's like $100. I ain't gonna pay that much for that. I'll find it used somewhere. I'll find it eventually. So I'm missing only a very few Resident Evil games. Gaiden's one of them, and that Survivor on PlayStation 1 is the other one. I was like, Dead Aim is the one on PS2. I got Dead Aim over on my PS2 collection. But they can have a first person shooter collection up on modern console. Get Survivor and Dead Aim and do a remaster and bring it together and stuff like that. Release a gun con type paraphernalia that you can use. just for modern consoles, they can do something like that. But yeah, but this one right here, they should be doing. And when no Code Veronica X is getting done, that will be coming up to modern consoles and stuff like that. So that will be coming out. Let me look at my PlayStation 3 games and stuff like that. What else did they put Code Veronica X on? Code. Whoops. Code Veronica X was on PlayStation 2 and Dreamcast. So yeah, I'm looking on my app here. So Dreamcast and PlayStation 2, according to what I have and stuff like that. But if I want to play it either way, I could play it on my computers. I got a emulated copy on my other computer over there. I can play it and stuff like that. So it'd be nice when that one gets updated. But yeah, Outbreak needs to be done. But what games are out there that you can play on PlayStation 5 and mostly PlayStation 4? Like I said, I think this is the only one you can't play on PlayStation 4. This is a basically PS5 and Series X and stuff like that. So this is for the most modern console out there. But other than that, for the most part of it, all these games are backwards compatible with PlayStation 5. So you got the Origins Collection, which you got Zero, and PlayStation 1 Remake from the GameCube era. Of course, we got Resident Evil Village. This was on PS4 and PS5. I think Village was on PS4. You can quote me on that one, but I think it was. Resident Evil 4. This I know was on PS4 because I originally bought the PS4 version of it, and I bought the PS5 later. This is my physical copy, but I bought the PS4 version and updated it to PS5. Resident Evil 7. I got the gold edition right here. I bought recently, sometime last year. And I got the PlayStation 4 version I bought day one when it first came out. This is my day one copy of it. Yeah, as it's coming out of the case. I remember when I bought this, it was the case was kind of meh. But this was my day one copy of Resident Evil 7. Pretty cool. Of course, we got Resident Evil 5. Like I said, the mainline franchise, they did pretty much bring it up to the console. They're doing justice to all of them. One in particular, they should. I think they should do release the original version. I'm gonna pull that one out next, and that would be Resident Evil 3. This is the remake, which is missing a lot of content in it. Still a sweet game all around, but still missing a lot of content. What they should do is remaster the original Resident Evil 3 and put it out on PlayStation 4. I don't know if that's even out there. We'll look that up on the internet when we get on there real quick. But we'll see if Resident Evil 3 is if they actually got a remastered version of it. I don't even know about. You never know with Capcom. But yeah, but check that out. Resident Evil 3. Still, you can play 3 on updated consoles. Resident Evil 2 remake. Pretty sweet. This one really did an awesome job on it. It's a good, faithful remake. Unlike 3, where it's missing a lot of content, this one is a good, faithful remake. Oh, the good old Resident Evil 6. This includes all the maps and multiplayer packs. Pretty sweet. Resident Evil Revelations. Resident Evil's Revelations 2. I originally played Revelations on the 3DS, so I got my 3DS version over there. I'm glad they put these out and stuff like that, so that was good. And Resident Evil 4. So those are all the modern games that you could play on modern consoles. Like I said, they might have those PlayStation Plus versions. I don't know, Game Pass. I don't know if they got them out there, but let's go on the internet and look up some stuff like that, and we'll get back and we'll close out this video. All right. Okay, I'm back. So, Resident Evil Outbreak is not. Also, I was looking up Outbreak. So, yeah, the Outbreak It's not natively on PS5, but fans often play emulations, or in the case, modern indie horror Outbreak Contagion, which Contagion is like a spiritual successor type thing, but I don't think it's Capcom. But this is Outbreak Paladin Collection. I looked at it for $43 or $32 if you're PlayStation Plus. Ends on 3/12. I might buy this tomorrow when I get paid. I might get this version of it and I'll try it out. But this is the closest thing that we got to like the Outbreak. But yeah, look at all these things. Outbreak. Yeah, that's a good deal. Normally $109, $32 if you're PlayStation Plus, or just buy the $8.99 version of it. And yeah, but let's look up Resident Evils 2 and 3. Let's see if that say Resident Evil 3. So it just shows a remake. Oh yeah, Nemesis. Here's Nemesis right here. New Resident Evil mod announced aimed to restore cut content and tweak gameplay. Bloody disgusting. Oh, that would be all right. That'll be on computer, so PC and stuff like that. Resident Evil PS1 on PS5. Alright. Okay. Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. Nemesis coming to PS4, PS5 with new enhancements. So maybe it might come out there for if you previously bought it on PSN, on PS3 Vita, it should show as free. If I remember correctly, I did buy the digital versions on it, so I do have it where I can play it. But I don't know if they have actually come out with a physical copy of these Resident Evil games and stuff like that. But yeah, the Outbreak Paladin collection, but pretty sweet. I did like I did like the Requiem and stuff like that. So they need to do something with Outbreak. Resident Evil Requiem Grace Across Lore, is the Outbreak connection real? Yes, it's real and stuff like that. All right, we'll get back to my face. I just wanted to get on here and just look that up real quick. Yeah, so good old Resident Evil. I'm glad this one sold over 5 million copies and stuff like that, which is great. And with the 30th anniversary coming up, I think they're going to announce some surprises and stuff. They're not going to probably say too much right now until that happens. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Capcom's been hitting it out of the park because I got Pragmata coming out here in April, which they had a Capcom showcase, which is nothing too big, and stuff like that, because I showed Pragmata, which I'm excited for that. So I can't wait for that. Capcom's been doing good with the Monster Hunter series, Pragmata, Resident Evil. Yeah, they've been they're doing it. They're doing it. Yeah. I like it. I like it. So if you're into Resident Evil, if you're hesitant on it, go out and buy them. You know, go to GameStop, go to whatever game stores you got. They don't cost a ton of money to go out and buy Resident Evil games. For at least the mainline ones, you pay around $20 probably average on most of these games. So yeah, just check it. I would definitely check out the Origins collection, which got Zero and the remake of the Resident Evil, if you want to get physical copies of it and stuff like that. So I would definitely find that game. I think is around $10-15 for that one. One of my things I'm going to be doing here and next month or so, I'm going to be picking up all the copies of Resident Evil games for my daughter, so she'll have a complete copy of all of them. So she'll have them. So I think the most expensive one I'll be picking up for her, because I got her PlayStation 4 sitting in front of me, so when she has room, get the PS4 that she has, and if she has another, I think I got another PS3 to give to her, so I'll try to get her the PS1 versions of the games and stuff like that. It's going to be a little side project for me to kind of help her out, but we'll see how that goes along. She's in school right now. Eventually, she's gonna have to get her own place, and then I'll hook her all up and stuff like that. That'll be great. But that's just something I was thinking about a while back, even before Requiem was even coming out. I was gonna hook her all up with some Resident Evil games so she has them. For now, I'm gonna be buying the digital version of Requiem for her tomorrow, so she has a copy of it so she can play it. But pretty sweet. So I'm excited. So hopefully they do something with Outbreak. So if they ever get a remastered version or bring them up to date where they can bring it on a PS5, hopefully they'll do that soon because Requiem ties into them now. So we'll see. But hey, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down. Comment down below. Do you agree with me? Do you think they should bring the Outbreak series up to date and bring it to modern consoles? And what do you think of all the Resident Evil games? Pretty much in general, you can play on modern consoles. Digital versions, yeah, you can play probably the original PS1, PS2 games and stuff like that. But if you want a good physical version of it to add to your collection, Capcom should do something like that. Have a 30th anniversary collection of all the Resident Evil games on PlayStation 1 on a physical disc. I don't know. We'll see if they do that. We're spitballing on ideas right here. But all right, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll check y'all in the next video. Bye. Resident Evil.